Pumping that podcast wattage in your cottage, it's Think Digital. Get ready to take the red pill, think different about scaling your business, and free your mind. And now, coming to you live and direct from the Moon, Iowa, the greatest city in the universe, here's your guy, Justin Wise.
There is no spoon.
Pumping that podcast wattage into your cottage. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Think Digital. Justin Wise here with you. I'm the captain on this good ship. Welcome aboard. Hey, today's topic is, let's have the ROI talk, shall we? Let's have the ROI talk, shall we? Of course, ROI, I mean return on investment. It's something that we very much are cognizant of, sensitive to. Think Digital, and I want to talk about it, shall we? Show notes will be available to you as always at thinkdigital.co/podcast. All right. So like I said, ROI, return on investment. One of the things that people always want to know before they work with us. And even if you're not working with an agency, this is something that if you're doing any sort of advertising should be asking about and wondering and determining is what your money's going towards. You know, you're investing money and you should see a return from it. Hence ROI, return on your investment. Now, I want to set the record straight because we're going to talk about two different types of ROI here on the podcast today. The first one is the one that most everyone is familiar with. That would be a financial ROI or a financial return on investment. This is when, as I've defined it, you invest resources with an expectation of a return based on a predetermined outcome, such as an increase in leads, increase in top-line revenue, or lower operating costs. Okay, that's what I'm defining as a financial ROI. In a financial ROI, an example, is going to be when it comes tax time and you want to fill up your IRA or your 401k, or you have a certificate of deposit with the local bank. You put money in to an account and the expectation is that account will accrue interest and pay you. So your money makes money. You can also get a financial ROI from real estate, from commodities, from the stock market. It's basically investing and investing wisely. That is what will produce a financial ROI for you. Now, can an agency, can Facebook ads produce a financial ROI? Absolutely, and they should. And we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But first, I want to bring to you a second type of ROI that many people do not take into an account because it's not as prominent, it's not as easily identifiable as a financial ROI, but I actually think this is a way more important return on investment to measure, and that is a lifestyle ROI. And you're going to want to jot down this very complicated definition that I've come up with for lifestyle ROI. But I define lifestyle ROI as paying someone to do the stuff I don't want to do to improve my quality of life. Very complex, very complicated. You'll probably need a calculator to make sense of that. So let me say it one more time. A lifestyle ROI comes from paying someone to do the stuff I don't want to do to improve my quality of life. So right now, I counted this up. I took a list. We're done a list. I'm getting a lifestyle ROI by paying someone to mow my lawn, paying someone to do my taxes, paying someone to wash my car, paying someone to keep our financial books in order here at the business, and lastly, paying someone to clean our house. All of those activities that I just mentioned to you provide me an insane lifestyle ROI. So let me unpack one of those for you. Now that we're on the same page in terms of what those ROI definitions are, financial and lifestyle, I want to talk to you specifically about lifestyle ROI or lifestyle return on investment. And I'm going to use Cheryl, who is our amazing cleaning woman, as an example. Okay, so Cheryl is amazing at what she does. She's an amazing, amazing person. She cleans our house every single month, and we totally love her. She comes in, she makes our house look awesome. It sparkles from top to bottom. She cleans our entire house, and it's awesome. It's great. And if you ask me for Cheryl's contact info, I will not give it to you because I do not want her getting so busy that she can't clean my house. But one of my favorite days of the month is coming home after Cheryl cleans our house because of the feeling it provides. See, I walk in to my house, I take a big, deep breath, and the house looks and feels 100 times cleaner. It doesn't just look cleaner, it feels cleaner, it smells cleaner. Now, let me ask you something. What is that feeling worth? No doubt you've walked into a clean house or maybe just got your car washed or detailed. What is that feeling worth? Probably struggling to come up with a dollar amount, aren't you? But let's look at what Cheryl's providing us each and every month. Now, there's the obvious, okay? She's providing us a clean house, right? So the house was dirty, now it's clean. We have 3 kids, the house gets really dirty, and when Cheryl comes, it's not dirty anymore. But we also have a new level of respect for our home. It feels brighter, cleaner, nicer. So we're protecting our investment, our house. It provides us peace of mind. If we invite people over, we don't have to worry about, dust on the mantle. We don't have to worry about dirty tables. We don't have to worry about feeling shame from a dirty house. We've all been there. We've all had it. Somebody comes over and what do you say? Oh, I wasn't expecting anyone. Why? Because you're ashamed of how your house looks. And that feeling, shame, Cheryl helps beat the shame out of our house. It's amazing. She provides tremendous peace of mind. There's also, and I don't want to get too deep into this, okay? At the end of the day, we got a clean house. But there's also a self-respect aspect that comes along with it. See, our home, it's an extension of who we are, right? Our home represents who we are. It's a mirror of who we know ourselves to be. And so when our house is orderly, it's clean, it looks nice, that same feeling we have about our house transpires to ourselves as people. And if we feel that way about ourselves, then we know that our house is going to look and feel that way as well. So we have just a small little smidgen more of self-respect for ourselves, for our family, because our house is clean. Now, let's get down to the meat of lifestyle ROI. Ultimately, the biggest ROI we get from having Cheryl clean our house is our time back. So I know that I personally don't have to traipse around all over our house on my hands and knees, cleaning up toilets and bathtubs. I don't have to do it because Cheryl comes and does it for us. I can go do other stuff that I want to do because I don't have to clean our house. I can go read a book. I can go play with my kids. I can work on something for the agency, or I can go see a movie, or just do nothing at all. It needs to get done. Our house needs to be clean, but I don't have to do it. Now, here's the real key in all this. The point isn't, hey, Cheryl, where's the financial ROI? I'm not asking Cheryl, hey, Cheryl, how much money did you save us by coming and clean our house? That's stupid. That would be stupid of me to ask her that. Because my investment in Cheryl is not primarily financial. The value that Cheryl brings, and to make a decision based on the value that Cheryl brings, purely based on financial grounds, would be the dumbest thing on the planet. The point is the investment for Cheryl's services far outweighs what we pay her. It is a sound, solid investment. It provides a really solid lifestyle ROI, mainly because it gives me my time back. Yes, it provides a clean house. Yes, we feel better about our house. We like it more. It feels more homey to us. Yes, we have more self-respect. Yes, we have peace of mind. We don't feel ashamed to bring people over to our house. But primarily, it gives us our time back. When we have to clean the house, it takes us twice as long to do it. Why? Because there's two of us, my wife and I. Cheryl can get done in the same amount of time what it would take me and my wife to do. We get that time back. That's a really solid lifestyle ROI, lifestyle return on my investment. Okay? That's lifestyle ROI, purely lifestyle ROI. There's no financial ROI attached to that. Now, maybe you can make the argument, well, it makes it more appealing. So if you ever wanted to sell the house, I'm not thinking about that at 99.9% of the time. Now, let's contrast this with a financial ROI. Starting a business is a good way to produce a financial ROI. And I know because I've done it multiple times. And like many of you out there, you own your own business, you've started your own business, you know you're getting into it because of the financial ROI it can provide. Eventually, and that's the key word, eventually. When you start a business, it's likely the biggest financial investment that you're ever going to make. Bigger than your house or your stock portfolio or whatever else you choose to invest your money in. And if you do it right, the return on your investment will be the largest that you'll ever receive. Eventually. And that's the key word again, eventually. But listen and listen closely. Starting a business, at least in the beginning, and by beginning I mean the first 5 years, starting a business, at least in the beginning, provides a horrible lifestyle ROI. My wife calls these the basement years. Okay? Now, I don't work out of a basement anymore, but I feel like I'm just starting to come out of the basement years. Because when I first started Think Digital, I would spend all day and all night in our basement. That was where my office was, because it was the only place in the house we used to live in. It's the only entire place in the house where I could find some peace and quiet. So I would spend all day and all night in our tiny little basement, sitting at my desk that faced the wall, just working and grinding and pushing and doing the millions of things that I never even thought would need to get done to get a business off the ground. Turns out businesses, unless you're buying a franchise, don't come ready-made. So I would be up until 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. some nights, just grinding away. So like I said, she calls that the basement years. And hey, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining whatsoever. It's a choice that I made and that millions of others make, that many of you have made. And if I had to do it all over again, I'd make the same decision a million times over. But listen to me. It came at a cost. Okay? It came at a cost. And that cost was lifestyle ROI. So I'm gaining a financial ROI eventually, but I'm sacrificing a lifestyle ROI in the sense that my free time, gone. Relationships, hey, only the strong survive. You know, those basement years cost a lot of relationships simply because there was just no time at the end of the day. It cost us finances, okay? Every spare dollar went back into growing the business. And it's only been in the last few years where we've really started to see a financial ROI as well. It cost me my health. Now, nothing major, right? But I had some health issues pop up over the years. Again, nothing major, very, very minor in the grand scheme of things, but those health issues were tied directly to the stress of starting a business. You don't start a business because it's a fun thing to do. Not really. You start a business because you have an expectation of a return based on a predetermined outcome. So I'm sacrificing lifestyle ROI to gain financial ROI eventually.
You're listening to Think Digital with Justin Wise. The next step down the rabbit hole is to sign up for the No Spoon newsletter, a free weekly email designed to increase your productivity, grow your influence, and free your mind. Take the red pill and head on over to thereisnospoon.co to sign up.
One of the interests that I have where I want to go eventually is angel investing. I was talking to a very experienced, knowledgeable angel investor, And I was like, hey, when you do angel investing, how long is it before you expect a return? And his answer, it shocked me. It honestly shocked me. He said, I do not expect to see a dime of my money back for 7 to 10 years. 7 to 10 years. A typical angel investment, all factors considered, is usually going to be about $25,000 or more. So when somebody makes an investment and they have an angel investment firm, they're not expecting to see a drop of that money back for 7 to 10 years. Okay? But again, you don't make that investment because you just enjoy losing money. You do it because you have an expectation of a return based on a predetermined outcome. And so maybe you're starting a business expecting to have an exit. So you build the business up, you get it profitable, you sell it, there's your outcome, there's your return on your investment. Or maybe the return on your investment is a profitable company that can run without you. Whatever it might be, if you do it right, a business can provide a really solid financial ROI. But you're not building a business, and this is the key, you're not building a business with the expectation that you're also going to receive a lifestyle ROI right away. You give that up. And this is based on my own experiences, sure, but it's based on countless, hundreds of other experiences from entrepreneurs that I know personally, and the millions and probably billions of other entrepreneurs across the world. So we've covered financial ROI. We've covered lifestyle ROI. Now what happens when you combine the two? Because there is a way to have both. To have your cake and eat it too. And we're having the ROI talk, so we need to talk about both of them. And I happen to have a front row seat in this, where you can receive a financial and a lifestyle ROI. And you can even receive them in tandem. And that typically comes when you hire an agency. So when someone hires an agency, they're immediately getting a lifestyle ROI and very quickly thereafter getting a financial ROI. So I already know what you're thinking. I can already hear you. Here's this self-serving agency owner telling me that hiring an agency is the best of both worlds. Hilarious. And listen to me. I do not care if you hire Think Digital after listening to this podcast. That's not the point. I want you to be prepared for the investment it will take to be successful with online advertising. That's my number one goal for you, okay? So here's what I mean. When you talk about online advertising, and in our position, one of the things that we immediately want to provide to clients is a lifestyle return on their investment. Because a lot of times someone will come in with the idea that, hey, Facebook ads, how hard can it be? You push a few buttons, you push an ad out there, and it works. That's what most people think. That's what the majority of people who don't have any experience with Facebook advertising, that's what they think. And at one point, that was absolutely true. You could poke around in Facebook ads, and since the platform was so new, you could succeed for a relatively low investment of both your time and your money. But what has happened in the last few years is that gap has widened. The gap between cursory knowledge of Facebook ads, or a basic understanding of Facebook ads, and a financial ROI. Because ultimately, that's what everybody wants from Facebook ads, is a financial ROI, and you can get it. And many of our clients get that. But the gap between basic knowledge of Facebook ads and a financial ROI keeps getting wider every single day. Said another way, it takes more time to achieve the same results. Okay? It takes more time now to achieve the same results that you could get a few years ago because the knowledge base is expanding and growing and doubling. So you need to know more about Facebook ads now than ever before to achieve the same results. So if you want to get ahead, not just stay the same, but if you want to get ahead, it takes an enormous investment of your time and energy to do so. Now, some people are prepared to do this. Some businesses are prepared to do this. Some business owners are prepared to do this. And they should do this. So if you're super hands-on in your business, or you just want to have this skill set in your arsenal, how to do Facebook ads well, you should invest your time to learn how to do that. But on the same token, you also need to be okay with investing your time at the expense of another area in your life. So to draw back to old Cheryl, if we didn't have Cheryl, I'd have to give up the time that she saves us in order to clean our house. Does that make sense? So it's the same type of situation. If you want to get really proficient and really good at Facebook ads, awesome, cool, you should do that. But just know that you're going to have to give up your time because the gap is widening. You're going to have to give up your time in order to achieve that level of expertise. If you value your time above all else, or simply don't want to deal with the hassle of running your own campaigns and all the necessary steps required to do it well, hiring someone to do it for you provides an immediate lifestyle ROI. In other words, you don't have to do it. Someone else will do it. You know, our team spends a lot of time in R&D, research and development. We're always testing, we're always implementing, we're always learning, because that's what it takes to get ahead. And not just for ourselves, but for our clients as well. So when you work with an agency, you get an immediate lifestyle ROI. Now, it doesn't stop there. You also get a financial ROI. We haven't talked about that yet, and financial ROI certainly isn't off the hook. But I would say this, in our agency, this is the number one factor that keeps me up at night. Because we spend a client's ad spend as if it's our own. Why do we do that? Well, it's because we are spending our own money. So not only are we running campaigns for clients, we're also running our own campaigns, and our expectation is a financial ROI from them as well. So I'm not just running ads for Think Digital just for the fun of it. No. Simply put, I want to know that when I put $1 into the Facebook machine, I'm going to get $2 out. Once we can do that, and we've been able to do that for quite some time for Think Digital, but once we learned how to do that, and once we get a client to that point, they're free forever. Okay? So when you can put $1 into Facebook and get $2 out, you're free forever. But what I was saying earlier was the gap in learning and knowing how to do that is getting wider and wider. So we have to spend more time, more energy, making sure that we understand fundamentally the principles of how to do that and do it consistently and predictably, and spending money for clients' ad spend as if it's our own. But the big picture is, for financial ROI, money in versus money out. Are we getting more money out of Facebook than we are putting in? The challenge that we run into with Facebook advertising is that people expect a financial ROI when they should be expecting a lifestyle ROI, or vice versa. You know, Facebook advertising is awesome. It's super powerful. However, it does not work overnight. I've talked about this in other episodes, so I'm not going to linger on it here, but if you put $1 million into savings account with a 2% yield, it's going to produce more money than if you put $1,000 into the same account. Just by the fact that you put more money up front, you're going to get more money out of it. And so if you have a small amount to invest in Facebook ads, you should expect a smaller payout. Lower risk, lower payout. Higher risk, higher payout. One of our clients, to give you an example, to put this in real flesh and blood terms, one of our clients, he can now take the time that he saves by not having to do his own ads and take more sales calls. So he says, hey, I'm going to pay you guys to do my ads so I can take that time I would have spent, let's say an hour or two a day, to do ads, and I can take another call, which provides him, guess what? A financial ROI, because he can close more clients. He wouldn't be able to do more calls if he was still poking around in his campaigns on his own. The lifestyle ROI came first, and then he received the financial ROI. Now, we happen to be an agency, so this dynamic certainly applies to us and our clients, but this dynamic can apply to a whole bunch of other businesses. Ones that provide you a financial and a lifestyle ROI. Take, for instance, CPAs. We have a CPA. So I don't have to spend the time doing my own taxes because Brian, our CPA, takes his expertise and he finds deductions that I wouldn't have been able to find on my own. Plus, I don't have to poke around in TurboTax like a complete idiot, not knowing what I'm doing. So I'm not wasting my time in TurboTax, and he's providing additional deductions that I never would have found on my own. He's providing a lifestyle ROI. In other words, I get my time back, and a financial ROI, reduced amount that I have to pay in taxes. One of my friends, friend and mentor, Casey Graham, has a business called Gravy. allgravy.io. You should check it out. His business collects declined credit card payments for internet-based businesses. So he saves people time and money. If you do any sort of online payment processing, you know that a certain percentage of your transactions will be declined, either because a card is expired or people don't have money in their account. And so what Gravy does is go through and collects those declined credit card payments. He collected over $1 million in payments for his clients in the first year of business. That's incredible. So he saves people both time and money. We just hired a payment processor that automatically matches us up to the merchant account with the lowest fees. So they go out and basically scout the field. They have relationships with all these different merchant accounts, and they find the ones that have the lowest fees every single month. And then they match us up with that person. They have software that connects the dots, so I don't have to go do that stuff. So I know automatically every single month I'm paying, we're using a merchant account that has the lowest fees. It saves us time. I don't have to go find the merchant account with the lowest fees and money. He's saving us on transaction fees. So it's not just an agency that provides a lifestyle ROI and a financial ROI. So bringing it back home here, if you go into Facebook ads and want to do them for yourself, you'll sacrifice a lifestyle ROI to perhaps gain a financial ROI eventually. That's assuming you know what you're doing. If you hire someone to do them for you, you'll gain a financial ROI in time, again, if that agency knows what they're doing, but you'll also receive a lifestyle ROI immediately. Huge, 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 huge win. All right, that's going to do it for this episode, folks. It was a good one. One of my favorites so far. We talked about ROI. Let's have the ROI talk, shall we? We talked about lifestyle ROI. We talked about financial ROI. We talked about financial and lifestyle ROI and how it all pertains to your business. Hey, tell me one thing that you learned today. One thing you're going to do different. Hit me up on Twitter @JustinWise and let me know. Sign up in the meantime. We've got a gift for you. thinkdigital.co/gift. That's GIFT. Go there, get the gift. It'll make your day. Hey, we'll be back next week with a new episode of Think Digital. In the meantime, have fun, stay safe, and we'll see you online. Bye-bye, everybody.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.